Following program is rated TVMA for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Like when
Yo, what's going down? This is your boy Dub FX. I am doing a show called Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on Neo Retro FM, so tune into that. Peace.
Pretty fast. You don't stop looking around once in a while. You could miss it. You could miss it.
That's something that is totally legitimate and valid to me. And I take people at, face value and just know that if that's what somebody says that they saw, then, they did it. So thank you, first of all, for that. I love stories and I love hearing little things like that. So, and also with that, my next question is, have you either have had an encounter or what is your belief system on, and we'll have to narrow it down, but I would say, have you ever had an encounter with anything remotely close to like Sasquatch? Or what are your opinions on Sasquatch? I know it's a goofy thing, but you're in good company.
Yeah.
And what's that?
No. I was just saying, I mean, I haven't personally had any experiences to say that, but I mean, I'm sort of, I'm quite open-minded. I don't like to, force any kind of opinion in a way that, like, I'm open to the paranormal, I'm open to anything, I'm open to whatever, could be. I feel that sometimes we limit ourselves with our beliefs. Sometimes we can get carried away or not, but it doesn't matter, At the end of the day, I think really there's so much we can't explain and we don't understand. And, I mean, there could be different dimensions, there could be openings, there could be connections in so many different ways. Something from somewhere could be in our, it's like I say, that is kind of the way I look at anything. I've had experiences with other people who would be considered completely, I suppose this sounds like an awful way of explaining it, but closed-minded to anything that is out of their skeptical.
Complete skeptic.
Yeah. And I've had experiences with people like that who have been completely shocked by a certain, I mean, we've been in old recording studios across the UK, old buildings with a lot of history. And we've had some really crazy, sorry, I know you're limited.
No. You've got a captive audience, Cav, and like I said, man, this is your show today, so no, it's all about that. Honestly, the closest that I've ever gotten, besides just hearing firsthand stories from people, is the day that we went up on our last excursion into the Capitol Forest and went to the location where a creature had been seen, sometime previous to that. and Stormy was with us, and there's about half a dozen of us from the podcast, and it was cool. But that's about as close as I've ever gotten. But I'm intrigued, you know. And there's kind of like what you were saying. It's a big, weird, strange world that we live in. And so I'm just always kind of fascinated and curious about the different things that we don't know what they are. And none of us do, you know, so that's the reason why we come to this roundtable every week. And speaking of which, I will pass the information on through Heather too. But I will send you an invite so that if you ever would love to sit in with us one evening, if you were interested and available, you should sit in and check out the podcast. One of the things that we do, we review a lot of film footage. But we are getting the majority of our film footage from like Facebook Reels and TikTok. And if half the stuff of what you see out there was actually true, then that means that Godzilla's right around the corner. And I just, you know, it's like, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
So, Stormy, because I know we're getting close. You want to throw another question out to Kev? Or question, thought?
It was more of a thought. So when I lived in Idaho, out there in the middle of nowhere, high desert, whatever, and I was riding my bike all the time, right? We would ride by this one field near the Walmart, and we would stop to watch these prairie dogs come out of the holes. And we would just watch them because they're so cute, right? Okay, this is going somewhere, I promise. So how cute are these prairie dogs? And I read a news article like just the other day that they discovered a new species of prairie dog right where we were watching them. So if I could sit there and just
Okay.
And we don't apologize for what we think.
Well, yeah, there you go. Thank you. So for me, the convergence, like I'm one of those really nerdy guys, and so for me, the convergence, I see it mathematically happening. I don't know what's happening over in Dizzy's world, but I fucking want to be a part of. But I'd love to be a part of that. So
It's a feeling, isn't it?
There's your check.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be a rock star all over again.
This is my new drummer back here, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
So, but
And
the thing is, like,
Is that Gretchen?
Yeah, that's Gretchen.
Hey, Gretchen.
Really, really see just such a little bit of Gretchen.
a lot of this is going to be resolved when we meet the convergence, because the thing is, the secrets and the lies are going to be removed. And
so
then
what is the convergence? I've not.
the convergence is when we come together with technology.
Like the singularity.
The singularity is another word for it. Yes.
You mean like downloading memories and stuff like that, like storing?
Well, no, that's
machines.
the next level. That's the next level. But for me, I'm a biochem engineer and I'm a geneticist, and so to really understand it on that level. So what's going to happen is the convergence or the singularity will be happening within the next 24 to 36 months.
Okay.
And what's going to happen is this is not going to be 5 or 10 years from now.
Wow. Was that your feeling like 2 years ago? Was that timeline?
Yeah. You know what? I mean, think about Elon Musk. Yeah. Think about why they're doing this. It's not coincidence that he's like transplanting like chips and like no. And if you just think this is all happenstance, then you know what? No, you're not on the right boat. You know what? They say that all boats float, but we're in different boats, right? Like we're all the same thing, but we're different boats, bro. I mean, so this is all gonna happen. This is happening. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna start understanding and what's all happening and the UFO thing and everything else. So if you were in command of this nation, and then you knew this is all you had tapped into top secret fucking, like for me, when I was in the military, I used to work, so my fucking potty mouth. So when I was in the military, I used to work TSSCI. So I will just tell you this: there's more than what you know, because part of me that got out of the military was because I just knew more than what I could ever live with.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so DW being what you are. Okay, so
Well, I mean, it is what it is. So yeah.
Comes down to the same thing. Okay. Chemicals are information. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is data.
We are chemically based, and the funny thing is, your mitochondria is this is what scares me right now. The shrimp thing, and I know this sounds crazy, but the radioactive shrimp thing, it's literally disrupting your mitochondria, and it will stay with you for forever. It's
Can I
not.
say something?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
If we have, like, so say we all, every person it becomes a subject to this chip, right? And this chip, like,
We will.
It's an interface. It's an interface to the AI mainframe of quantum computing.
The
and all
meta.
that stuff. The meta.
No.
And then when
Yeah.
you know when we die, like how like that surge of energy comes out of us, you know, that like could be like our soul or our spirit energy or whatever.
Literally, like what is it? The 1.3 grams?
They'll harness everyone's
like
energy, and the hive mind will fucking just be like so overwhelmingly like ominous that like it'll be all knowing, all being, but
Oh no, we're literally. I'll tell you what, Dizzy. I literally think we're headed that way, because the little part of it that floats out. The problem is that, and this is what I believe. I believe that there's going to be a chip that your 5-year-old's going to get, and then he will, she will, they will be, I guess, the terminology, but they will be a genius from age 5. And what's going to happen is the only people who can afford this. And if you're not scared, and I'm telling you, if you're not scared, then you're not paying attention, because
Thank you.
because the 5-year-olds on the 1% that live on Hunt Island, that live like Hunt Point or wherever it is, but that the 1% that can't afford the $1 million chip. And I'll tell you what, if you don't think there's stratifications going on now, I'm telling you, I just beg you, please listen to what's going on now, because what's going to happen is the stratification, those people are going to implant their children and their grandchildren with this chip. And it's going to be $1 million to $5 million. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to have instant access to the meta. And no, but they'll become brain surgeons overnight. And what's funny is then they'll be able to literally rule the world. So I have lived everywhere. I've been to 83 countries. And so the thing is, I've lived in poverty. And so if you don't know what poverty is, then all I can say is just be humble, because what we have here is not poverty.
No. There will be holes in their plans, because Kevin has mentioned emotional maturity and other things that this thing will be lacking.
Yeah.
It'll be like there'll be cracks in it.
No. There's going to be uprisings. There's going to be water crises. There's going to be a food. There's going to be insecurities. There's going to be. But what's going to happen was, if you think we had the 1% right now, if you're not fighting, if you're not socially fighting for the rest of us right now, then you, in my opinion, I'm sorry, but my opinion, if you are not socially fighting for all of us right now, you are going to let the 1% and the 0.05% win, and they are going to crush us.
So I think that there is sorry, Gabriel.
Gabriel, go ahead.
I'm just like, my train of thought goes like, isn't instant informational download, like, isn't that the dream?
I didn't hear you.
What's that?
You cut out.
With technology for me?
Yeah, you're cutting out at the very last.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
I was saying, isn't that like instant informational download? Isn't that like one of the dreams of.
You're ready.
All right. Hey guys, it's Shiloh Borden with Bad Company MMA. I'm hoping you all enjoy this show on the Groove Zone. Check it out.
Rock and roll. Just like a rock star, man. Cool.
Just talked to it and talked to God and said, God, I know you're bigger than whatever this is, and I rebuke anything of darkness. And so it went away. But
how old were you?
Let's see. I was living in California. I was living at the pool house. So I was 18 when that happened.
So just a few years ago then. Okay.
Yes, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
50, 49-ish.
You know, at the end of the day, it's all just a number. Okay, good. So we've given the rake some good footage today. So thank you, everybody, for that. We do have a couple of different things that I want to hit on today. Now, at 5 o'clock this morning, when I woke up and was online for whatever God knows reason, I was inundated with some really strange videos, or reels, I should say, of stuff I had never heard of before. And then I bounced it off of Celeste and Fury right off the bat this morning to see if they were aware of it. Now, has anybody here heard of cockroach milk?
What?
I've heard of maggot milk, not cockroach milk.
Cockroach milk.
No.
I've never heard of it, and I'm intrigued.
Well, guess what?
Done almond milk.
Here we go.
There might be a new milk coming to town, and it's about to crawl right into the dairy aisle of the supermarket. Cockroach milk. Scientists are saying cockroach milk could be one of the most nutritious things you can drink. A study in 2016 by a research team at the Institute for Stem Cell Biology and Regenerative Medicine found that cockroach milk is the equivalent to human breast milk. The female Pacific beetle feeds her babies this milk.
Oh, no, thank you.
The milk forms these tiny crystals. To do this study, they actually, to harvest it, to get the crystals, they actually had to carve out the midgut of the mother cockroaches with a scalpel.
Wow, with all the visuals.
4 times as much.
Oh, no.
This right here
I'm
makes
done.
me
4 times as much.
put a cap on it. I don't believe a damn word that they say to us anymore.
Per milliliter, how nutritious this is, you're probably going to be impressed. But it takes 10 cockroaches.
I don't care how nutritious it is. I don't want to be Superman.
To make a half milliliter of this milk.
Oh, no way.
So think about that. That's 1,000 cockroaches.
1,000 cockroaches to make a glass of milk.
Cockroaches for 100 grams of milk. So it's going to kind of
okay.
be quite a harvest.
So we're already ingesting insects.
Okay,
you know we are.
Okay. Yes, it's already out on the market.
It's not just the cockroach milk. It crushed animal gut things is already infused in what's that called? The processed foods. They have already been doing it. They have it under names that if you look on the back,
Right.
you would not recognize it as that thing, but it is. They talked about it. I think wasn't it during they were changing food once the green element is coming in, and they don't want us to be eating beef, and so the alternatives they went to insects. And that's been at least 10 years, if not longer.
Oh yeah.
They used dyes of crushed blood for some of the dyes in our foods, so you are eating it whether you wanted to or not.
Right.
We had done food for a long time, and I believe still is largely based on a particular beetle that is crushed up to create the red color. That's correct.
What did you say, Gabrielle?
I said that humans have been eating bugs and insects and the like for our entire history. Like, it's not new. It's maybe processed in a new fashion, but it's not new.
Okay, so does anybody happen to know what vanilla flavoring is made out of?
Yeah, fake vanilla.
That's thanks to your daughter.
I knew you were going. I knew you were going there.
Yep. Does anybody want to fill us in as to what it is?
It's a vanilla.
What fake vanilla is? No.
Okay, so although what was the name of that movie? that had this guy, that character in it.
Did you know in 1994 a government insider claimed there's a classified project designed to fake the end of the world using the sky? They called it Project Bluebeam. At first, no one believed it. A plan to simulate an alien invasion using satellites, holograms, and sound frequencies so precise they could make entire cities hear voices that weren't there. The goal was simple: create global panic, collapse all religions, and unite the world under a single government. A new world order built on fear. In early 2025, it started. People across different countries began reporting the same thing: massive lights in the sky, apparitions. Some saw angels, some saw alien ships. Some heard a voice calling them by name, telling them to follow. In Canada, a crowd stood motionless for 40 minutes, staring into the clouds. In Brazil, a boy jumped from a building because he thought he was being taken by God. In Japan, people heard whispers in perfect Japanese, but the skies were silent. Governments blamed satellites, drones, weather experiments. They called it coincidence, mass delusion, nothing more. But one man hacked into a closed military frequency and leaked a recording. You can still find it online if you dig deep enough. It wasn't a voice, it was a command. One word, repeated in different languages. Obey. They say the full project hasn't even started yet, and what we've seen so far was just the test. What comes next won't be a test. They don't need to invade, they just need you to believe. Did you know in 1994 a government insider claimed there's a...
Is that interesting, scary, or what?
Both. Fascinating, and it's sort of... To me, it's reminiscent of 1984 in the respect that, you know, we've always been at war with Oceania, like uniting the people to a false common enemy in order to deflect attention from the actual powers.
Right. And then using that to commit heinous atrocities and make it seem justified.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but unfortunately, though, on a global level.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But that, in order for a one world government to operate correctly, it's going to take those kind of measures. What Bill Gates is trying to do to bring the population down to 15% isn't even going to make a difference at that point, because it's going to be like the strong survive, pretty much.
Okay. So, I have a couple things. Do we all remember War of the Worlds?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was absolute, complete control instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Who remembers Total Recall?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Okay. It's an older one.
What year did that come out?
It's a very futuristic, like, tech-oriented, like, some of this stuff is a little realer than I would like it to be at this point. And then also, there was this, I think it was in Vegas. I have to look it up. There was a Vegas billboard takeover during COVID, and it flashed all these random words, but they were like freaky, like death and greed.
We should look those up. I said we should look that up. That was in Las Vegas.
We should. I'm sorry, I didn't look it up before. It was nuts. And it's like this, I don't know, 20 or 30 second, like just montage of random words that I think was clearly just hacked by somebody, you know, anonymous, whoever, and just put up there. But the words meant something, man, and it was weird.
Well, I mean, the idea of subliminal messaging is not new by any means.
No.
I mean,
no, yeah, for sure.
And they're doing it with so much, especially with the AI now.
Yeah.
I am not too ashamed to say that there's a lot I can't tell if it's AI or real.
It is getting so hard to tell.
And it's not that I'm naive, it's that it's getting that good. And I want to get rid of all of it because I can't tell anymore.
Yeah.
Guys, you are watching Hook, Line, and Thinker, a podcast here on our Groove Zone Network channels on YouTube. You're also listening to us on X Vibe Radio. Coming at you tonight from almost all of us are actually in the South Sound area of Western Washington. You just wanted to do that little station identification. Yeah, interesting, weird, scary stuff. We are looking at under a half an hour now, probably closer to 20 minutes. So I want to try and keep on track as much as possible. Anybody else have anything to say about that before we move on to a different vid?
I would like to mention Fahrenheit 451 while we're on stories about potential futures that are becoming more and more likely. The control of knowledge and information, specifically books and hard copy information.
And that's happened a number of times throughout the course of history. Book burnings, book bans. Yeah. And that's a great way to destroy. That's one of the only ways you can destroy that is by burning it.
Sorry, D.
No, go for it.
I think that is happening worse now than ever before. Even the book burnings, all of that, everything's being erased. The U.S. Constitution is being taken off the White House website. All of our textbooks are being rewritten.
Well, that's exactly it. When you eliminate physical media, you have the opportunity and ability to rewrite history. When it's digital, you can do that. You can just go in and change it very easily and rewrite history, essentially.
Then they have, I think, over and over.
Absolutely.
Even if we don't know much about the Constitution, we know some basic things, right? The Bill of Amendments, at least some basic stuff. Freedom of speech, freedom of press. And people are being jailed for providing a whole lot of books I grew up reading, loving. They were my favorite books. They're illegal in some places in our own country. What is going on? If people don't understand that this is how it starts, you know, I hate to reiterate DW for a sec, but if you're not paying attention, man, you're just going to go down.
Yeah.
And speaking of being jailed for absurd things, like people are being jailed for giving food to unhoused people. Which that's
mind-boggling at all, and it was subsequently changed before the show aired.
To what again? Bikini Bottom?
Bikini Bottom.
Okay. But that's still supposed to be Bikini Atoll, though.
Right.
Basically, okay.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to tell kids that, I suppose. That would lead to too many questions.
Well, yeah. But, you know, now that you say that, though, it makes me wonder, do you think that the kids picked up on the mutant factor?
Not until recently. And now everybody's talking about it. I think the older kids probably know.
Right.
Okay, I have to read this to you because of the number of facts. In the aftermath of World War II, the United Nations made the United States the governing body for the vast swath of the North Pacific, including the Marshall Islands. The U.S. subsequently used Bikini as one of the two locations along the Enewetak to the west of Bikini to test and develop advancement in nuclear weapon technology. So between 46 and 58, the U.S. government detonated 67 nuclear weapons on these islands. In 46, the U.S. government removed 167 Bikinians and relocated them to the islands of Rongerik, east of Bikini, where they experienced starvation because of inadequate food crop. And then the last sentence was on 54, a detonation on Bikini Atoll known as Bravo created an explosion equivalent to 1,000 Hiroshima-sized bombs.
I think
1,000.
we've probably all seen the footage of that,
right,
at some point.
Oz, we can only see just your eyes and your head and the top of your head. Just so you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I like your roof. I do. And I was going to ask you who your designer was, but I'd love to be able to. I'd love to be able to
Rippy
see
slipped
you.
you.
Rippy who?
Slipped you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Well, good.
Yeah, he parties.
If we can
He
adjust
parties.
that would be awesome. But anyway, I won't, because I wanted to get your input, but I'd like to see your. There you go. What's your take on any of this?
I think it's pretty ridiculous that we're even talking about it. I mean, not that it's not worth talking about, but that it's happening. You know, it
Right.
happened. I mean, because it's a children's cartoon taken into context or taken out of context of a very, very, very serious, deadly, poisonous, bad situation.
The amount of nuclear testing that they did down there, though.
60, how many?
67.
Not that it would matter after 60, right?
Right.
This blows my
You guys,
mind.
but they brought them back there. So they took them away. Then in the 70s, they returned 200 Bikinians to their home island. Then they
Holy
removed
crap.
them in 78 because they were found to have ingested more radioactive cesium from the environment than any known human population. And it
Go
says right
figure.
here, elements of history make brief appearances in episodes of the SpongeBob cartoon that few viewers will likely pick up on.
Really?
Yeah.
How could they have not known returning those people?
I would argue that they probably did know and wanted to aggregate data about the effect.
I think you're very correct on that.
I agree.
And we
I
got
mean,
examples like that.
Our government's just, oh my God, they're off
So,
the chain.
so when Bikini Atoll happened, does it? Who was in office at that point? Do you think Eisenhower or later?
What was the year?
It was 45 to 47, so that was.
So who was that?
It wasn't Eisenhower. That was too early.
No, but Eisenhower wasn't.
Rosie?
Truman.
Rosie? No, Truman.
Truman.
A lot
You
of stuff
guys-
happened. Okay.
This started in 46, but the biggest one happened on March 1st of 54. So that's 9 years, right?
Okay. So
8
that
years?
wouldn't that be Eisenhower, or was that still Truman?
The one in 46 was Truman. Let me
Okay.
see.
So yeah, whoever the president was in 54.
54? I thought we said 59.
Oh,
Was it 54?
46 to 54.
Okay. Let's see. That was Eisenhower. Good call.
okay.
Okay,
Because Eisenhower,
was president in 46. He assumed office April 12th, 45,
okay.
after the death of Franklin Roosevelt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So 46. So that would have been 49, right? Would that have been the
Mhm.
same? There's Truman.
Which is interesting because Eisenhower, there were some interesting things that happened while he was in office. He's also the one that did the Treaty of 1955 with the extraterrestrials, supposedly.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, that'll be one of our upcoming shows here pretty soon because I really want us to get into that a little bit more. But when a president is put in that kind of a position that they actually have to deal with these kind of situations, I mean, I thought W had it bad on 9/11, you know, and then his goofy response when he found out what had happened or was reminded what was going to happen. I didn't say that. Oh, by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only, in case you were wondering. Not a single thing that we say here is necessarily true. And by gosh darn it, that's just the way it is. Anybody else have any input on SpongeBob? Because we've got a number of fun ones to go over today.
That's all I know about.
I think Patrick's the real star.
That's about the starfish.
Yeah.
Starfish. Okay.
Yeah.
I know nothing about SpongeBob, to be honest with you. I know who he is, and I don't
either. I just know about.
All I know is that there's a bunch of people on Facebook that work at Krusty Krab. I know that much.
Really?
True.
Yeah. They're all the hip young ones. Okay, so DJ Free and Marks, pretty much.
They're all I'm gonna mess up this word. They're all circumferential.
Yes.
Right? So they all span the entire width of the earth. There aren't like little ones on top and little ones on bottom, and like it's not like that.
Nice.
Here we go.
Yeah, there it is. There's the grid. Thank you, MommaHeart.
Thanks, MommaHeart.
Kidding. I was not gonna explain that any better.
Actually, would you mind putting it up one more time real quick?
No.
Giggle.
Hold on.
Okay. So our listeners can't obviously tell what we're doing, but our viewers can see that we're actually looking at the ley lines, ancestors, and monoliths. Yeah, cool.
And you can play that game Dot, the lines and dots. That's a total great game you could play with this.
Oh, really? So you
Yeah,
can create your own ley lines?
When you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
It's a game, but we played because we were poor.
I remember.
Oh, shut up. Okay. So yeah, we talked about the dark dentist from the area. Scout, by the way, it's good to have you back on the show. It's been a while. Yeah, very good to have you back on with us. Let's see. Yeah.
Scout, what you eating?
There was a slice of pizza.
Do you eat the rest of that?
So Dee,
I'll
just
share.
one last thing about those houses. There is a documentary that was made approximately 14 years ago by a filmmaker named Nick Nurburn that is about the black houses of Olympia. It's called Manium. So might be something to check out.
Do you know if it's on YouTube or not?
It looks like, let me see.
Manium. And I'm sorry, Celeste, what was the name of the director again?
Nick Nurburn, Niknerburn.
Yeah, the individual that I actually, my friend who kind of got me the in to stay there at the Black House for a little bit. I believe that he was actually interviewed for that documentary because he used to live in the track house years ago. And then we were in the Black House that was up by the water tower. And one of the interesting little side note with that situation is essentially he had hired my friend to do like contractor work to fix the house up. But then wasn't supplying any of the supplies necessary to do it, and essentially trying to get free labor out of this individual
Plus rent.
And it actually went to the courts, and my buddy ended up winning the case, and eventually was, part of it was that he needed to be evicted, but he essentially didn't pay rent there for 7 months. and just had a free spot to live because it went to the courts, and the courts ruled in his favor, essentially saying that it was unfair what Dwayne was trying to pull over on him. So.
Right.
Good.
Celeste, did you say manium like MANIUM or mania MANIA?
IUM.
I can't find it at all.
It does have an IMDb page.
Does
but
it?
It does. So it in fact exists, but I am not seeing where one can actually view this film.
Right. Because it would be nice if that were available somewhere. I'd be personally I'd be interested in watching it just because that's what we've been talking about. What is manium? Manium is a hypothetical element with the symbol Mn and atomic number 119. It is named after man. Interesting. Well, if you do track it down, though, please let us know. And if you do track it down, actually, we can probably even put it on our Facebook page so people can watch it through that.
I'll see if I can.
I'd be interested in watching it for sure.
Okay. It might be available, and I don't know if there's even another platform besides YouTube for videos. So, is there? Oh, yeah, there are.
Far enough, man.
What's that?
You dig far enough. Like at the very least, check eBay. Because some things came out on DVD.
Right.
Right.
And I think Celeste said it was from about 14 years ago. So DVDs weren't DVDs around 14 years ago? They were.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, laugh now, but one of these days there won't even be that around. So
I know.
MP3s, what are those? I'm sorry, Fury, what?
I said I feel like it might be the equivalent of like a promo CD.
Okay.
Only 1,000 copies were made, or 10,000, or whatever.
Especially if it was a locally made documentary about Olympia. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only 10 minutes long, and it looks like you can watch it for free on Vimeo.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
So, audience, yeah, you can go onto Vimeo and look for Manium, MANIUM, by Nick Kerburn, if I remember right. Nick Kerburn.
Yes.
Nerburn. There we go. Sorry.
My brain.
Very interesting read.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see.
And it's on YouTube. I got it right here. I'll send you the link.
Woohoo!
Did you find the link?
Yeah, I'm sending it to you right now.
Nice.
On what?
Facebook.
Okay.
Do you want me to put it in the HLT or just straight to you?
Yeah, you can. So I'll tell you what, let's do this. If I can get it up in a right amount of time, how about we watch it real quick?
She said.
I'm sorry, Oz, what was that?
I didn't say nothing.
You didn't?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Somebody sure sounds a lot like you. But there's only one you, though.
It's the truth.
Right. Okay. Oh, I probably should get that. Did you? So you sent it over already?
Yeah, it's in the HLT.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And
Following program is rated TVMA for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Like when
Me again?
Hello.
Okay. Hey, this is Oz from the Hook, Line, and Thinker podcast here on X Vibe Radio. Keep it right here.
Yeah. Rock and Deb went out and started entertaining again on a steady basis, and then 3 years later, and then I get a chance to finally catch up with him again, and that's what we're doing. There again, my friend, thank you so much for putting some time aside today.
You're welcome. You're welcome, brother. I'm happy to be here, man. It's always good. It's always good to catch up with old friends.
It is. I see, and it's funny because it's like with it even being that much time, the conversation really did just pretty much take off, just like from where it was last time.
Beautiful.
And I love that.
Totally love that.
Like minds, man. Like-minded people.
That's what I'm thinking.
Overseas. I was kind of wondering though about the whole India thing, so I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Oh, and it is. So I do a morning show on Clubhouse, and so I've got people from all over the world. I just got off of a writing one just now, and it is just amazing all over the world hearing, even in London, England. You know, there's lockdown. One of my clients is in England, and you know, and then in Haiti, there's nothing. You know, basically, you know. So I have some friends in Haiti that. So it's just really perspective, and I guess, in who's buying into the story.
Do you think Haiti, because of the fact it's an island nation?
Well.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, buddy. Does this mean I'm going to put a? Does this mean, I'm sorry, Robin, does this mean I'm going to put a picture over your square?
I'm going to try. No, I got to go to settings and make corrections. So just go ahead. I'm going to try to do that.
Not a problem, buddy.
Totally loved the stick person last time. I was cracking me up.
With the little dot.
Yeah, and they were moving and stuff like that. I was totally cracking up.
I haven't heard from Ed. I don't know if he caught that or not. But I've been waiting to hear what his response was, that I had to basically, like, you know, pencil him in.
Yeah, totally.
That was a fun project, because every 2 seconds, put on the screen disappears.
Oh.
In the app or whatever that I'm working with. So every 2 seconds, I had to do a new one over the course of what, like 45 minutes to 2 hours.
Dude, yes.
That was a lot of fun. You can only think of so many different faces and so many colors to be eyes. So,
right.
Yeah. Hey, there he is.
Is he coming in 2 places?
What's that?
Is he coming in 2 places?
He's coming in 2 places. That's okay. It's been a while since he's been with us, so he can take up as many as he wants. Can you hear me okay, buddy?
Yeah. Can you see me?
I can. Hey, there he is. Hi.
What's up? What's up?
Good to see you. Yeah. Hey, it's been a while since you've been with us, so let me make a couple of quick introductions. Danny, I want to introduce you to my cousin Robin down in Southern California. Robin, this is a really, really good buddy of mine, Danny, back in New Jersey. And Doug, Danny, Doug is in Lacey, Washington, just not that far from me. Danny's in New Jersey, so, and he's hanging with us for a while tonight. I'm glad you're with us.
I went to Jersey once. When we lived in New York, we had to just go check out Jersey.
Really? I went to one of the scariest hospitals that there ever was in Jersey with this guy. Scared the bejesus out of me, because when he went into the doctor or into the dentist or whatever, I had to go and fend for myself on the mean streets of Jersey for a while. Yeah. But I lived to tell the tale.
That was Newark.
Is that where we were?
Yeah.
All I remember is we were there at what, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and driving some of those neighborhoods and seeing the drug dealers across the street from the school. That was
that pretty hood.
Yeah, that was pretty hood. Oh well. New Jersey produces some good stuff every once in a while though.
So why does Jersey get such a bad rap? Because when I lived in New York, all I heard was, like, don't go to Jersey. I love the Jersey. It was like what's created that? Yeah.
Really? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, why is that?
I mean, I hear that a lot, and in most movies I watch, there's always a mention or reference of Jersey, like derogatory, you know, the armpit of the United States. I don't know, you know, I really don't, because Jersey's really nice.
So Bakersfield is actually the armpit of the West Coast. So maybe Jersey is the armpit of the East Coast.
But the thing is, though, it's like people that have never been back to New York, they have this image of like the concrete jungle, that's all New York is. New Jersey is some of the most beautiful countryside that I've ever seen and ever been in.
Okay,
You're
well,
right.
New York is a concrete jungle. I cried driving through.
Kind of an odd question. Are there any like heebie-jeebie kind of creepy things that you can think of that like you've thought about maybe since your childhood that have kind of like followed you all? Like what would be the one thing that would like keep you up at night or looking out the windows or just kind of give you the heebie-jeebies? Is there anything that kind of freaks you out?
Yeah, knowing that my ex-wife is coming round. No, I always joke about it. We actually get on really well there. But,
yeah, we'll back up over that one.
Yeah, no, we get on really well. She knows I always joke about it. I always do. When I do Best Years of Our Lives, it's Shrek. You know, from Shrek. That was in Shrek, obviously. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
When I do that song, I introduce it and I say to the audience, you know, well, how many of you have seen the film Shrek? Yeah, based on my mother-in-law, right? This film's from Shrek, you know. And then my daughter, of course, this is her gran I'm talking about. This is her gran I'm talking about.
Right.
She's going, that's my gran. Okay, don't worry about it. But no, there's nothing really in particular that does give you the heebie-jeebies. Not, you know. I mean, still one of my favourite films. It probably makes me a bit of a freak. One of my favourite films of that genre